this lecture we will be talking couple of parts. So let's first talk about anonymity. So what is anonymity? So computer makes anonymity much more difficult and complicated. Before, computers and the internet simply blend in, making an effort, looks and act like everything else would be enough to stay under the radar of anyone who might be looking for you, whether they are the authorities, a bill collector, or a salesman. With computer, however, there are many different ways that you can be identified, so they all can be automated and there is no possibility of sneaking past of a napping security guard or distracted secretary. So first is IP address. So all devices that connect to the internet are identified by an IP address. So IP address are assigned by the ISP and given an IP address, and the ISP can identify the account and location of the system that being used. Web server, especially those providing services, set cookies containing identifying the information on your system when you access the service. Information about your system such as browser that you are using and your operation system that you installed, and that you install other fonts, plugins and other software that can all used for profiling your system. So that's all for anonymity. So let's now talk about what is Tor browser. So Tor, which is a short for the Onion router, is completely free open source browser that helps you to surf the internet anonymously. It erases your browser history automatically with every session and encrypts all your traffic. It also lets you access the dark web, the hidden and undexed websites on the internet which you cannot browse using normal Chrome or other browser. Because of its ability to let you access the world wide web freely, and some countries also block this server Tor browser. So originally this Tor browser was developed by the US Navy to enable anonymous online communication for military organization. So these days the Tor manually focused its attention on its browser and the development of a few privacy tools, which will be talked later. Now how Tor works. So to aim to improve your online privacy and up to the point and security, the browser makes use of Tor's vast and worldwide server network to hide your IP and secure your connection. So when using Tor browser, your data goes through different Tor servers or nodes. The traffic is heavily encrypted, then slowly decoded and one layer at a time, and then it goes to different nodes. This means that whoever is trying to identify you based on your online traffic, that will just stumble on the last server of your data traffic that passed through, which is like exit nodes in here. So in other words, the Tor browser makes it impossible or at least very difficult to identify other users or Tor users for surfing the web anonymously. So using the Tor browser is better than any other normal web browser. The triple layer encryption comes with a disadvantage also. The Tor browser is generally much slower than your bare network connection because your online traffic is sent through different nodes and your internet connection will have to go the long way around, therefore it became much slower. So why use Tor? So there are many good reasons to use Tor. Many of these is like detailed on the Tor browser's website. So the two fundamental uses for Tor are to maintain privacy and to circumvent the censorship. So there are many good reasons to stay private, mostly to avoid unwanted attention to your interest, whether the attention manifests itself with endless advertisement targeted to you based on your Google searches, or to avoid attention from your network administrators monitoring traffic for forbidden content. Privacy is implied to the right to left alone. So given the amount of data that can be collected anytime when you connect to popular websites, it is reasonable to avoid leaking personal information using an anonymizing network like Tor that gives user control over what information is revealed through their web browsing. So if the remote server or network connectivity provider is not aware of the actual location of the organization of the user that browses anonymously, that server cannot tailor their replies based on that information. So there are many good cases for using Tor. So let's download and install Qubes OS, which is the best operating system for anonymity. So just visit this website, which is the official website of Qubes OS. Download this ISO, and this is a very long file, so make sure you download this, and after that, so go to the directory that you downloaded. So where is the, as you can see, I already downloaded Qubes OS. So let's try to install this Qubes OS on our VirtualBox. So first type new Qubes OS and then select Linux. So Qubes OS is based on Fedora. So make sure you select Fedora. It won't be selected as default. So make sure you use Fedora as 64-bit. Then click next. Use at 2 GB RAM. Then select as default. As default BDI dynamically create, and then give it a 10 GB space, so less than just create. So what you have to do now is you have to set up some things, which is like enable EFI, click this, give that a 2 processor, and then give that a video memory of 128 MB, enable extended feature, so make sure you, so then network, make sure you select as bridge network if you are using a wireless network like me. Then select the file that you downloaded, which is the ISO file. So choose a disk file, go to and select the Qubes OS, press OK, and then you are done. And Qubes OS is a very long process to install, so it will take some time. So just press enter, and it will take some time, so let's just pause. Okay, now click continue. Then you have to partition your hard disks, so let's just untick this and then done. As you can see, you just click begin install, set a root password. The password. Okay, then select your username. Okay, we don't need password, so let's just done. Okay, it will take some time to install, so let's just pause. So it took around 15 minutes, and after that it will ask you to reboot. So after rebooting the Qubes OS, this page will load up. So just click in here and click set as all default. You don't need to change anything, just set default. So as you can see, it's a long process. So it took you like half an hour to complete the all installation process. So be patient and follow those steps like mine. So it will also take some time. So let's just pause again. So we are done with configuring the initial setup. So let's just finish the configuration, and then you can just simply use the Qubes OS, which is considered the best operating system for anonymity. As you can see, we logged into this Qubes OS and you are good to go. So this is what the desktop looks like in Qubes OS, and you will probably notice that it looks just like a normal Linux desktop. So let's dive into in here, which is our application menu. So let's click in our application menu. So each entry in here actually a virtual machine, and each one of those virtual machine can contain different application that you might want to use. Basically, a virtual machine is another completely separate operating system that runs within our current operating system within this computer right here. So each of these entries, as you can see in here, is another operating system and has the name called virtual machine. So it is as if it is completely different computer, and it has its own storage, own RAM, own CPU, and it has its own resources. And therefore, this implementation is very secure, because none of these virtual machines can communicate with each other. So if one of those get hacks in here, or an application that is stored is one of those virtual machine get hacked, it will not be able to compromise the other virtual machine in here. Now you notice that there are different types of virtual machine in here. So like we have like disposal virtual machines. So we have disposal virtual machine domain service, disposal domain service, and also templates. So the disposal virtual machine are the virtual machine that most people use. So this virtual machine is designed to run untrusted file, or files that you think might be malware or viruses, because once you run these files, and then if these machines get hacked in those disposal machine, or the viruses or the backdoor that cannot be moved, or the hacker cannot move, and then it compromise the machine, because like we said, everything is completely separate machine in here. Not only that, once you turn off this disposal machine, everything that was stored on it, including the viruses or backdoors, all will be removed. So when you start it again, and it will start completely brand new machine. Next, we have like domain, as you can see in different color. And the idea of these machines are normal computers or normal virtual machine that can be used for normal uses. So you have one called personal. So you should use this for whatever the personal use. So you use this computer for like listening music, watching YouTube, watching sports videos, whatever you like. And you will be using this on this domain, which is the personal. And this is the virtual machine that is designed for you for the untrusted data, which is this one, domain untrusted. For example, doing like normal tab web browsing. So if you are searching for something and you are not sure if you are going to land on an untrusted website, then you can use this untrusted machine. So don't open your mail or any account of this using this untrusted domain, because it is untrusted and you are going to get untrusted task and opening untrusted website. So therefore, even if their machine is getting hacked, your personal data on your personal computer will not be compromised because they are too complete separate from this virtual machine which is personal and untrusted. So now we have a one like vault. So this is the virtual domain that is not connected to the internet, and the whole idea is that is you store your most important and most secretive files or data in here, which is the vault domain. So you can store your like secret keys, you can store your password, you can store documents that are very important to you that you cannot risk them being leaked. And again, the low idea is this: it is not even connected to the internet and it is completely separate computer connected to separate virtual machine like this. These are all separate. Therefore, it is very difficult or next to impossible to hack into. And finally, we have like work domain, and this is just another virtual machine that is designed for you to use for your work task. So you can use for your work email, you can log into your work, you are working to a certain platform, and again this is completely separate virtual machine. So any of these machine can get compromised. Your workup in this machine would not be compromised because it is completely separated from all of these machines, from all of those computers. So you have like services in here for like use for terminals and other use cases. So that's all about the Qubes OS, why Qubes OS is more secure than any other operating system, because it disposes once you log out all from this machine.